Hi everybody, Marty Rubin, and I'm back for another segment of Marty's Corner. And today we have Ashley LaLonde, all right, who's starring in Punk Rock Girl. She plays the innocent, sweet, shy Angela Quivers, and then before our very eyes you transform into the dynamic and super talented punk rock girl. How do you do that transformation?
Oh man, I love that transformation because, like you said, it's her growing in confidence. She becomes more dynamic, more empowered, and just more true to herself at the end of the day. And I think that's probably the transformation that all of us want to go through at some point in our lives, is continuing to become more confident, more true to ourselves, like empowered in our relationships. And that's exactly her journey. And so it's a fun one for me to take.
Absolutely.
And I think it encourages me, Ashley, to watch Angela and experience Angela going through that journey every night.
How's it been so far? This is the world premiere of Punk Rock Girl.
I know.
And you're getting to
Yeah.
work with Long Island's Joe Iconis. I mean,
know.
what's this been like for you at the Argyle Theater?
Oh my gosh, it's been a dream. A dream come true in so many ways. Obviously, as we all know, the pandemic has changed the world. It's certainly changed the theater and Broadway community tremendously. And so for me, it's actually been like over 2.5 years since I've been in a full live stage
So
musical
nice to be
production.
back.
It's so nice to be back. I've done like concerts and readings and little things here and there, but to do a like fully produced world premiere musical with so many talented people. I mean, Joe Iconis, he's amazing, and our whole team is incredible.
Cast is unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's a young cast. I'm a baseball guy, all
Yep.
right? So when the Mets would bring up in the old days Darryl Strawberry or Doc Gooden or then later David Wright, you get excited to see a young player with potential.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I feel when I look on stage. And I
Oh.
look at this young cast and I see the potential and the future stars like yourself. It's so nice. Has it been fun to lead a young cast like this?
Oh, absolutely. I think the energy when you've got mostly young people on stage, or really all young people, it's high. It's heightened, and there is an excitement. There's kind of like an ambition and a drive. None of us are jaded. We're all just like so grateful to be here and to get to do this. And the characters are young, so it makes sense.
It really is.
And the show is youthful. Not that it's only for, I think it's for everyone.
It is.
It's absolutely for everyone. And it's funny because even in our audiences so far, we've had older audiences, younger audiences, everywhere in between, and everyone's enjoing it, at least to my knowledge.
No, everyone on the way out, we say good night to everybody and they just love it.
I'm
it's just
so
awesome.
glad.
They love it.
It has an energy, and I think even like the comedy and the story, there's something for everyone to connect with.
Oh yeah, it's great. By the way, you're a recent graduate of Harvard.
Yeah, I am.
That's very impressive.
Thank you.
Very impressive. What was the theater department like at Harvard?
Yeah, that's a great question. And so the theater department is called Theater, Dance, and Media, and it really is liberal arts focused, very kind of like cross-disciplinary, and I actually minored in theater, dance, and media, and I majored in sociology.
Oh, wow.
So and I'm also minored in Spanish. So I kind of did across the board.
Right.
But it was wonderful. I think what I appreciate so much about the way Harvard approaches theater is that it is interdisciplinary, and they want you to not just get the practical piece, which is so important, learning how to sing and dance and act, but they also want you to like understand people and understand culture and understand the history of theater, the history of film and TV. And so
It gets you prepared.
Yeah, it is kind of holistic. And for me, my primary degree is in sociology, and that for me, one, is just helpful as a human. It's like, I understand humans much better. I had to take a lot of psychology and understanding like government and identity and gender and class and race and all these pieces, but it also helps with my acting. So when I'm stepping into a role, it's not just, what's in the script, but I can dive deeper in a different way in understanding kind of the sociological implications of that person and what was it like for that person with those specific identity traits to exist in this kind of world. So I'm really thankful for that kind of interdisciplinary liberal arts experience.
That's great. Ashley, you have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
I mean, you sing. You're a terrific dancer.
Thanks.
You're acting superb. You know what that makes you? A triple threat.
Thank you.
A triple threat.
Wow.
Okay.
I really appreciate that, especially coming from you.
You are a triple threat. What out of those skills came more naturally for you, and what was a little harder for you to learn?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, this is every actor's dream, especially in the theater Broadway world, is to be a triple threat. I would say, and I think you can confirm this with my parents, but I came out of the womb singing. I grew up singing at church. I've always loved singing. Singing is something that, like, as a baby toddler.
You have such a good voice.
Thank you. It's something that I just would always do. Like, I would sing while I was putting my shoes on, and I would sing while I was in the shower. Like, it was just always there. Acting and dancing kind of flowed from that. So I actually grew up a competitive gymnast, and I did take dance classes my whole childhood. I would say it's funny because gymnastics was the primary thing before dance.
Yes.
And so that transition has even been interesting of, oh, okay, there's like slightly different techniques between gymnastics and dance. I think acting, for me, I mean, it just starts from your person, which is how all acting works,
Right.
is you pull from parts of yourself into every character. But that was maybe the last piece that I actually got into fully. So I was singing basically from birth, dancing and gymnastics I started as a toddler, and then acting I really got into in middle school.
Okay.
So I've been doing all of them for a while.
Well, that's good.
But,
Well,
yeah.
now in this show, you get to sing some real iconic rock and roll
I know,
songs.
I love them.
I mean, Call Me by Blondie,
Yeah.
right? Try by Pink. Did you go back and look at the original versions? I mean, it's all women-fronted groups like Pat Benatar, Joan Jett,
Yep.
you know, Avril Lavigne,
Yeah.
you know, Gwen Stefani. I mean, this is iconic stuff.
Yeah.
So did you go back and watch how they sang the songs?
Oh, of course. That was one of my first steps in the process, was to listen to the originals and kind of get their groove in my body, get the original intention of the song kind of flowing in me. But then from there, taking it and making it my own, and
Yes,
seeing
and you
what
do.
and seeing what our music team, of course, wanted and what was their vision for putting that song in the show. But then obviously originating Angela, seeing like, what is it like for Angela to sing Avril Lavigne, to sing the song Complicated?
Yes.
What does it mean for her, and how does that express vocally and stylistically? So that's been like the really fun
That's
part.
awesome. You know, when you're about, it's funny because I've seen a lot of the performances. When you're about to sing, you know, like the Avril Lavigne songs, there's a buzz of people that know it's coming.
Oh, yeah.
Do you feel that on stage?
Oh, I love that.
And they are so excited, you know, or like I Love Rock and Roll by Joan Jett. I mean, people say, "Oh, okay, it's coming." You know,
Oh, yeah.
is a real anticipation for that.
Oh, absolutely. I think one of my favorite parts of the show, like when I'm actually performing it, is hearing the audience get excited for these iconic
Yes.
songs to
Yes.
start.
Yes.
When they kind of hear those first chords playing on the guitar or the piano, and they're like audibly excited.
Oh,
That,
yeah.
I
You
mean,
hear
as
that
an actor,
buzz.
you hear it, and it just gets you so in it and so excited. And I think there's also something beautiful. We've been in obviously a couple years of extreme turmoil, and with a lot of things that are unfamiliar and even scary. And to come into a show, to a theater, and to see a new show that is unfamiliar, but then to hear those familiar chords playing,
Yes.
and to be like, oh, I know that one, that song was my jam. There's something actually really special and touching about
It's
it.
true. If Ashley, you and I were out in front of the Argyle Theater
Yep.
talking, and somebody walked by and pointed up to the marquee and said, "Oh, I was thinking of getting a ticket to Punk Rock Girl." What would you say to them to make them want to see the show?
Oh yeah, I would say yes, rock on, come see our show. But also it's a show, it's fresh, it's new, it's exciting, and it has some of your favorite songs that maybe you haven't even heard in a while. But also it's a show that is meaningful. It's about the power of friendship and becoming who you truly are. It's about not caring what other people think, and
Yes.
and growing in confidence.
That's
and
a
it's also
nice
hilarious.
message. It's a nice message.
Yes, it's a
very,
nice
very funny show. I didn't expect it to be so funny.
Oh yeah.
It's really funny.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things I'm most proud of the show, and shout out to our writers, is that it's funny, but it's also real and also absurd. And it's hard to find that
Right.
balance of absurdity, realness,
I think you captured
and
it, yeah.
also it is sincere.
Yes.
You know, like the emotions and the story that Angela goes through is real.
Yes.
And it's rooted in things that I think everyone can connect with in a hilarious, big, joyful
It
way.
really is. Now, congratulations are in order for you. You're getting married.
I
very soon.
am.
This is
I
very
am.
exciting.
I know. There's so many exciting
So I
events
got the chance to
happening at
meet
once.
your mom.
Yep.
I met your fiance. I've spoken to your mother-in-law
I know.
numerous times.
I know.
And-
You're in the
and
family.
I'm part of the family now, right? So when you have a large, and there's a night that a lot of people are coming from your family and friends, on a night like that when you know they're all in the audience and your adrenaline, you know, might be pumping, how do you control that adrenaline to you so that you stay, you know, focused?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. I am so thrilled that I have so many friends and family who are able to see the show. I think it's all about channeling it, because adrenaline's good and it helps your body function and get your legs high in that kick and get the note out. So it's more about channeling rather than trying to, dim it down. The excitement and the nerves are just channeled into Angela, and
Right.
Angela feels excitement and nerves
Right, you just
about.
use it. You just use it.
You use it.
Yeah.
And so I am really thrilled, but it's also just being grounded and confident in the fact that we know this show. The show is awesome. I know my part. I'm not worried about forgetting a line
Yeah.
or messing something up. We're in it, and we're all professionals, and so kind of balancing knowing it and keeping it fresh, but also just channeling all that extra energy and excitement into Angela's story.
Well, I have to tell you, Ashley, it's been such a pleasure watching you, and we're,
Thank you.
we're playing straight through to February 27th.
Yeah.
If you want to come see Ashley kill it every night and twice on Saturday,
Yep.
and trust me, she is a revelation out there.
Thank
And
you.
see the rest of this beautiful, young cast. It's just, it's not to be missed, the show. So we can't wait to see you all out here at the Argyle Theater.